And just talk about development tour, because obviously you won a couple of events in, I think it was 15 and 16. You won them.
Yeah.
From there, did you expect you'd kick on from there?
So I've always had. I'm in the right hands at the minute, but I've always been with management teams that have promised everything and then never really delivered on what they've promised. That year, I was beating the likes of Keegan Brown, Benito Van der Pass, all the players that are full-time pros now. Either Nathan Aspinall, players like that. I was beating them regular and hoping to kick on, but it never really happened.
No, you had that tour card for the 2 years, didn't you? What did you learn from those 2 years?
That I wasn't putting enough effort in. I work shifts at the minute, and I've worked shifts since I had the tour card, and trying to get the right balance between starting work at 2, finishing at 10 at night, and trying to get some practicing in between and get all the housework done as well. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah. If it's right, we'll just talk a little bit about the UK Open in 2014, because that was kind of your big moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't expect to even qualify for the event. It was the last day, stopping in Wigan with my dad, and my dad used to go everywhere with me. And he basically said to me, look, just go out there and relax today. And I had 2 tough games to start with, and I beat Andy Jenkins, and at the time that was a big scalp for me.
Oh yeah.
And I beat him 6-4, I think it was, or 5-3, or something like that, to qualify. And I remember having to wait around until, because then the next round I got knocked out. Usually I'd have gone home, but I waited around all day to see if I'd qualified.
Yeah.
Qualified, just snuck through the door. And then it got drawn that I was playing Conan Whitehead, who again, at the time, he was a lot better than me. I beat him in the last leg decider, I don't know how. And then I played Gerwin Price. Didn't know who he was. He was an unknown at the time, but I beat him. Then realised that I was going to be on stage later that night, playing against Phil Taylor.
Yeah.
So I just literally went back to the hotel room, chilled out. My dad said he's never seen anything like it in his life. I was sat there in my boxer shorts eating some Wotsits on the bed. And then an hour later I was playing him and I beat him.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Was that?
No, it was a bit... well, how can I put it? It was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever experienced, because I felt numb on the stage. I can't remember a thing about the game at all.
Yeah. You're obviously only about 22, 23 when you did that. Do you think?
Just turned 20. It was the weekend of my 22nd birthday.
It was the weekend of your 22nd. Was there a lot of pressure on you after the tournament? Do you think? As you'd beaten Phil Taylor, obviously the best player in the world at the time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I've not qualified for the UK Open since. Because I've put way too much pressure on myself, because you beat somebody like him and then next round beat Peter Wright. You've got all the media on everything all at once, and I was very, very inexperienced. Yeah. Nobody behind me at the time. It was only me and my dad, and we didn't have a clue about anything, how to deal with anything. Yeah. Going to even the youth tours, people beating me who, no offence to them, but shouldn't even be getting a leg, and it was just because I was putting too much pressure on myself, because I was thinking in my head I was this superstar, if you like, but in reality I was just still that same average Joe. Do you know what I mean? And it was hard to take for a couple of years.
When it turned, we'll move on from the UK Open. When you moved into 2020, what were the goals for yourself, and what did you want to achieve this year? Obviously, it's probably changed a little bit now, but
this year, to start enjoying darts and relaxing when I'm there, and that's one of the reasons I've signed with Tommy. Because I've seen his players and I'm friends with his players before. Obviously, I signed, and they're all in a good place.
Yeah.
So now I can just let him do whatever he does in the background, and I can focus on just the dart side of things.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've never experienced, but this year my targets were to get back onto the professional tour, on the pro tour. Probably win. I'd like to win a challenge tour this year.
Yeah.
But just see just take this year as not a learning experience, because I think I'm quite experienced anyway, but just to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah. How was Q-School for yourself? Because I know obviously it was the biggest Q-School there'd ever been, and there was a lot of talent there.
It was difficult, very difficult, and no offence to the players going, but there's a lot of players who just pay the money expecting to play the Challenge Tour, but they're still dangerous players. But I don't know, the way it was set up, in my opinion, wasn't good. It should have been at a bigger venue.
Okay.
There wasn't enough bar staff there. There wasn't enough. I mean, you was queuing for a drink for over an hour.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I mean, it was all new to the PDC as well, because they'd never experienced numbers like that before.